He's an Emmy and Grammy Award winner and one of the funniest comedians on the planet. He's also the creator, writer, director, and star of an acclaimed new series called Horace and Pete. All 10 episodes are available on louisck.net. Everyone, please welcome back to the show, Louis C.K. That's gotta feel good.
That does. It feels nice.
Start with a standing ovation.
It's very nice.
Yeah. Do you remember being a comedian and getting introduced and not getting a standing ovation?
Yeah, I remember that very well.
Yeah.
It's like the first 30 years, you know?
But then you would leave him with a standing ovation.
No, this was my first one. Right there.
But I have a lot of questions for you because this Horace and Pete project, which is fantastic. Congratulations on this.
Thank you.
So many people know you. So many people love you.
Yeah.
You put out this thing. No one knew you were making it.
Right.
No one had any clue. I know you pretty well. I know friends of you that they didn't know anything either.
That's right.
You didn't tell anyone.
I told nobody except for the people in the show.
They did know.
Yeah, they did. I had to tell them.
You had to tell them, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's big stars. I mean,
yeah, Jessica Lange, Alan Alda, and Edie Falco, and Steve Buscemi and I were the stars of the show, yeah.
And this, I mean, how do you... All right, I have a lot of questions.
Okay.
So if you go to louisck.net, I want to say...
Yeah, Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
Because the E, I didn't buy it yet. It's like a porn site or something.
Oh, yeah, all right. So don't go to Louis C.K. Louis C.K.
.net. Yeah.
Yeah, go to that .net. But then, and that's how you can get the episodes. You can either get one episode.
You can buy one, or you can buy the whole thing for $30 or whatever.
Yeah.
$31, yeah.
And you kind of funded this yourself.
Yeah.
Why did you choose this way?
I funded it myself.
You really are.
And there's no kind about it. Yeah, I paid for all of it.
You did?
Yeah.
But I mean, why not go through a network or a thing?
Well, it was more fun this way. It was fun to just try. I figured, you know, the worst thing you can lose is some money, and you know, money grows back. Time doesn't. That's what my mom used to say. You know, I figured let's try this, and I accepted the loss of the cash first. It's worked out good. We're going to make it all back in a month or two.
That's fantastic.
So yeah.
But do you see yourself like acting differently when it's your money? That's your accountant. That's your accountant in the audience. Yeah, that's right. In a month. That's right. Yeah. Don't fire me. Don't fire me, please. Yeah. But man, oh man, you got the cream of the crop. I mean,
yeah, best people.
And it's how would you get Jessica Lange to do this?
Well, she and I were both on Jessica and I were both on FX for a lot of years, and so we would be at the Golden Globes and sit at the same table. And I like talking to her because she was in King Kong's hand, and she's really she's very cool.
She was.
Very few people. Her and Naomi Watts, and the first one, Jambi Clamper-Chapper, I think her name was. I don't know. If you're gonna guess.
Jambi Clamper-Chapper. Yeah,
back in the 30s. Jambi Clamper-Chapper.
Sure, Chapper-Clapper. Unbelievable.
Then the first King Kong. Yeah.
That was the first one. Yeah. Silent.
Yeah. That's right. That's why nobody knew her name.
No one knew her name, yeah.
Because it was silent.
Yeah, they didn't tell her. They gave her that stage.
That's right. There was no sound then on the Earth.
On Earth.
That's right.
Yeah, it was more sound effects. Her name was... Sorry.
Doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
No.
But it was... Because there was no sound then.
Yeah, there's no sound. It's not like there was no talking. It's not like the movies had like loads of sound, but nobody spoke.
I didn't overthink the joke, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Her name was...
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, got it.
All right, you're going to cut this part out, so go ahead.
No, I'm leaving this in, please. Yeah, we got to fill
So Jessica Lange, I used to see her at the Golden Globes, and she's really cool. I like talking to her. So
she was in King Kong's hand.
She was in King Kong's hand. Her, Naomi Watts.
Jambi
Clamper-Chapper. Yeah, that's right. Those were silent films.
Silent films.
That's right. So, anyway, I wrote a part for her in the show, and I wrote a part for Edie Falco because I love her, right? So, and I didn't know if I'd get her, but I wanted both of them, right, in the show. I just wrote the parts for them in my mind and thought I'll try to pursue these people if I can, but I didn't want to call their agents because the show's a secret. I don't want anybody to know about it, right? So I can't just call William Morris and say we want this person because then the secret's out. So I was at the Emmys last year. And Edie Falco's sitting there, and there's an empty seat next to her. So I just sit like a creep. I just sit next to her. And she's like, I said, hi, I'm making a show, and I can't tell anybody about it, but I wrote a part just for you, and I'd like you to read it. And she was like, okay. So I get up, and then there's Jessica Lange standing right there. So I go up to her and I go, hey, I'm making a show, and it's a secret, but I wrote a part just for you, and I want you to read it.
Yeah.
And she was like, all right. And then I turned around and I saw Edie Falco looking at me like,
He's lost. He's a
she
crazy
heard
man.
I was just going up to every person on the planet Earth
Yeah.
and making a show for them. But I got them both.
Did
so it worked
everyone
out.
expect that it was going to be a comedy?
Yeah, they did, but it's not very, it gets funny in moments, the way, like, you know, if you're at a funeral, somebody will once in a while break the tension. It's pretty bleak.
It is pretty bleak.
It's really
But what?
brutal.
I like that you're doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it's written like a play, kind of. It's like a 10-act play.
Yeah.
And it's we shot it like a sitcom with multi-cameras, so it kind of has that feel, like
No
something
audience.
like no audience though.
No.
So it's like if you're watching like what's a sitcom these days? Like the 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
But there's no audience laughing. They just say stuff and then look at each other. So I just got so intrigued by that idea, and then when I wrote it, it turned really more into a drama or like a tragedy.
Are your idols more comedians or filmmakers or?
Well, everybody. Like, I loved Woody Allen growing up, and but also like John Cassavetes is a filmmaker who's really sad, messed up movies.
Oh yeah.
But
Beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful movies.
Yeah.
You know, Ingmar Bergman and all that. Yeah, I like a lot of really downer stuff.
Yeah.
But this cast really makes all the roles come to life, and you know,
yeah.
it's really good.
It's getting
it's my
reviews.
favorite thing I ever did.
Is that
personally.
right?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Because why? Is it risky? Is that why?
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like that nobody's ever made a show that looks like this. It's really, nothing's ever looked like this before. But also, it was really compelling. Me and the actors, we were like crying at the end of every episode when we would make, because we got really involved in it, you know?
Yeah.
I know that sounds like really indulgent, but it was a lot of fun.
No, it's good. It's good
Yeah.
to be emotional. Why not? I want to
No,
show.
it's bad.
It's not bad.
Feelings are bad. Feelings are bad.
What are you talking about? Emotions are good to get them out
No,
of
you
your
eat good, you know, yummy food, and you watch something funny.
No, that's not true.
Feel
Not true.
nothing.
You wouldn't
Feel
know what
nothing.
yummy food is unless you had bad food, and you wouldn't know.
Not yet, you would. That's just that makes no sense. That makes no
What are you
sense.
talking about?
You
Well-
eat something yummy, like that's so yummy.
Yeah.
They eat something bad, that's bad. But if you never ate anything bad, you would enjoy everything good. That's the truth.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
know, man.
Let's think about it, and then we'll come back. I want to show a clip of Louis C.K.
Yeah. Can I just tell you, this is okay. So I play Horace. This guy is two brothers that own a bar that's been open for 100 years, and it's a family bar. And we live upstairs and we work downstairs. It's a miserable family. They can't get away from each other. And Alan Alda plays our Uncle Pete, and he's a horrible guy.
He really is.
And so he's
is rare to
telling a
see him.
story about when Horace, when he coached Horace's little league team.
Okay.
And so this is
Here goes the clip.
of that.
Horace and Pete. Take a look at this.
So he starts crying like, oh! So I called timeout. I called the ump timeout, you know. And then I go over to Horace and I say, okay, I called timeout. Now you can go take a leak. I mean, well, you know, what am I going to do? He's my nephew, you know, and he's crying and everything. I say, okay, honey, you got to go to the toilet. You go ahead. He's still crying. So I said, what the is the matter with you? You said you wanted to make a pee-pee. Now go make a pee-pee. And he says, Uncle Pete, it's too late.
Louis.
So you go to my website, louisck.net, and that's where we sell the tickets. I sell it with my website. I sell the tickets and
I have
my
an
stand-up
interesting-
specials.
It's odd because you said because you have sworn off the internet.
Yeah, I don't go on the internet anymore. Like the last month, I haven't been on the internet.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you really did it.
Yeah, I always wanted to because I hate this feeling of that I got this thing in my hand all the time and I can't. It's a bit of an addiction, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's not good. I don't think it's good. Everything is mean and weird and upsetting.
Yeah.
And but every time I say I'm not going to look at the internet, I get drawn back to it. So I gave my phone to my daughter, my 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And I said, put a code in for the restriction and then take me off. And so it's the opposite of what you're supposed to do. That,
Yeah, you should be
my daughter is keeping me off the internet. So it's been a month, and I just feel better because I don't know what's going on. First of all, I don't know anything that's going on. And it's exciting when somebody says, hey, did you hear about the thing the guy said? And I'm like, what did he say? And I can't wait to hear it. Like, I get to hear about it.
Yeah.
Instead of just knowing just little thing about everybody.
Yeah. You
I
don't
get to hear about it. And like when I'm on the streets and I'm looking for something, I go up to human beings and I ask them, and then they Google it, you know, but I get some human contact. And I'm getting all this culture because like I was in an airport and I bought a book. I haven't read a book since I was like, I don't know, 19 years old or something like that. And I want to plug some things that aren't just my show because I feel like that's selfish.
It's giving back.
So I bought this in the airport. This is
Plugging a new author.
book. This is Jane Austen. Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Yes, you're plugging.
You can get it at any airport or any junior high school library. Yeah, no, I'm reading it on the subway and everything. Samantha Bee's show is really good. I don't know what the network is, but she's like the funniest person. I mean, I know she's your competitor and you're very funny.
Thank you.
But you don't need any help.
No, I
You're
don't.
like
Fine.
the king of the planet.
I don't even think she's
so
on.
I want to plug Jane Austen and Samantha Bee.
Samantha Bee is a good show, and Jane Austen is a decent author.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good to plug somebody. Yeah, they need a big break. If you haven't seen Louis C.K. Live, you should go see it because it's something you'll never forget. He's fantastic. I can't wait to see it this summer. 10 episodes of Horace and Pete are available on louisck.net. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our very own Questlove, everybody. Louis C.K.
Yeah, I'm steady microphone fiending. I'm in the right place for the wrong reason. Living the spotlight with my own demons. It's the Renaissance man.